workbench today. Not quite on the workbench. Okay, I'll be unboxing this on the table saw today. I'm in the middle of a big project right now, and I'm doing quite a bit of work on the drill press, and finally gave up and had to buy a drill press table. I thought about building one and trying to buy the right T-tracks. Everything was going to be cheaper if I just bought the pre-made one from Harbor Freight. So this is the unboxing of the Harbor Freight Central Machinery drill press table attachment. This is purchased for about $18 with a coupon. If you're buying from Harbor Freight, you should always have a coupon. There's no good reason to actually pay full price there for anything. And so as we take this, we're going to take this out here and see what all comes in it. I apologize for the setup here. My shop is a mess as I'm trying to work on my current project. So we've got the piece in the back here. This appears, based on the packaging, to be the fence. A couple holes drilled out here that presumably would match the T-track. And there's a profile in here of a T along the end that we can slide a stop block along. We've got a styrofoam and plastic that you would expect. We have another box here. Looks to be likely to be a hardware box, just by the sound of it. We'll get a knife and come back to that in just a moment. Take out more parts here. And then finally, the last item in the box is the table. And the table comes with the instruction guide. I doubt we're going to actually need the instruction guide. And then the table itself. As we look at this table here, we can see there's a little insert here for a replaceable insert that we can put out here. We've got two blue aluminum T-tracks on either side, as well as a scale on either side here to be able to measure distances laid out. The other piece that fell out here was we had a little piece here. This looks like the insert piece. This is just made out of this basic MDF parts here. There is no edge banding on the front. That would have been a nice touch, just to have this edge band and make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe I'll get out some black paint at some point in the future and then just tie that up. We've got the nice aluminum T-tracks here. The big reason for buying this was the T-tracks. I want a nice solid T-track, and if I were to build my own and buy the T-tracks, the cost of the T-tracks alone by themselves was enough to justify the purchase from Harbor Freight. So even in the future, if I want to rebuild my own, I may just steal these T-tracks out and build that. But for now, this will work, or should work just fine for the project. Inside the hardware kit, we've got a stop block here. So that's a pre-drilled hole in the stop block. We've got a couple hold-down clamps here. I believe these will actually go on the bottom to hold this to the existing table on the drill press. We've got some T-bolts or T-nuts for the fence to be able to hold that down on, as well as some all-thread here for the clamps to be able to clamp it down. And we've got a series of 5 knobs, 2 for the fence, 1 for the stop block, and 2 for the clamps underneath to hold the table in place. When it comes to assembling the drill press table, on the back side there is a couple of threaded T-nuts. The first thing I noticed is that after I started threading in my second one, this actually pulled this out. So I'm going to have to reseat this here in the table here with my drill to be able to hopefully be able to reuse that. Hopefully that's no big deal and just a quick little drawback here. But then this will then go down with this rocker on top like this, and then we will place a knob just like that to be able to hold the table down. The same thing on their side. We're going to get that fixed and we'll be back. I'm trying to mount this on the drill press. This table is intended, I believe, for smaller drill presses and not full-size floor standing models like I have. The complication I'm running into is the distance between the all-thread rods at the bottom is narrower than what the width of my table is here. So I'm going to have to be able to modify this to be able to separate these further out so I can get these clamps here underneath to be able to hold the drill press table in place. So we'll have to make a few more adjustments to this to be able to make this work in place. Okay, so now I've used the drill press here to be able to clean out a couple holes on either side, and I just have to move over the T-nuts to the new holes and then be able to set it up again on the fence. on the drill press table. Okay, here's the drill press table all set up on the drill press here. We've got the removable insert here. You can see where there's the actual hole, and you might be able to see the laser over there. There we go. If we square it up there with the drill bit there, this can go in. I can use the reset cuts there to be able to pop out the little piece here. Drop the piece of MDF back in. We got our 2 tracks on either side here all set. There's a stop block. Let me get the vacuum hose out of the way. The stop block set here. Now the stop block has the same size T-nut, so that if I want to be able to put this stop block into the metal track, or do some other jig with these metal track as a fixture, I got that as another option here. You might be able to use a standard toilet nut for that. I don't know. I don't have any extra toilet nuts floating around to be able to give that a test. Or if I don't want the stop block here on the back side here, because that's the same size, I can just slide that right in behind the fence as a place to store it. When looking at the fence, when I loosen these nuts here, you can see there is the track or the scale on either side here. And one thing you can notice here is there is a little bit of slop here in terms of just the size of the holes and the tightness of the T-nuts in the track. It does allow this to oscillate a little bit, so it's nice these scales are here to be able to ensure that the fence is set square to the edges of the table here, so that you can have a nice repeatable edge for making your cuts. If we look underneath here, to be able to get this connection here to work, I ended up actually flipping around the connection vices here and putting the short edge into the table and the long edge over there as a support, and the same thing on the other side there. And so that's just bolts in with a couple little quick knobs right here that I could loosen if I needed to be able to remove this here right away and take this off and then store it under my workbench. So this has been a look at the Harbor Freight drill press table. Enjoy.